Just give some background context on this. This is a really rushed video. The footage is all really rough. Didn't use so much time editing on it. I just really wanted to get this out there to show the build itself rather than video. Also because the SMP I'm playing on ended, so I don't really have any other content to provide, so I thought I'd showcase this for now. And then hopefully, I don't know, I can get another video soon. I'm working on stuff, but the SMP I'm playing on ended, so I'm just trying to, I guess I'll try to finish this project. But yeah, just a disclaimer, this video quality is not the highest. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Thank you. I have a pretty big interest in our railguns, and I was kind of thinking, what are the two biggest weaknesses? I kind of thought, well, number one is hiding them. The average Minecraft player who builds railguns puts the railguns behind a big wall in a flat mountain or something. And while this works and it's really great for hiding them, the problem is, kind of people expect, they look behind the wall, they see the railgun and blow it up. Yeah, so a lot of SMP players, they kind of expect, you see a big flat wall, you're gonna go, oh, you're gonna find whatever railgun you get behind it. The other problem with railguns is that it's hard to aim them. You gotta get your opponent, like, a lot of them in a very specific spot, like, I gotta be standing, let's say, in line with this kind of cone shape for this to work, and I only have a certain amount of range. If I'm standing here, and like my railgun is, no, this is my railgun, it shoots out like this, it spreads slightly. If I'm standing here, I'm safe. That's a pretty big problem, like you don't want to waste tons of time, resources, effort, and they kind of like just miss and shoot miles into the distance, right? So that got me thinking, what are solutions to two of those problems? And the first one I thought was, how can I hide a railgun? I can hide it way up in the sky, maybe, but like it's pretty easy to see things just floating in the sky. So my next thought was underground, like other railguns are, but not underground behind a wall. Underground is in the floor. If I could hide my railgun in the floor, in a perfectly otherwise like flat area, sure, they might think, okay, flat area, there might be a railgun, but at the same time, there's nowhere for it to be hidden, except it's underneath them the entire time. And I realize this only makes the problem of aiming a railgun worse, because not only do I now have to I now only have like my one really narrow angle for fire, I also kind of have to try and judge where they are relative to the ground. So I thought, if I want to put it in the ground, I'm going to have to make it shoot all the way around, well, 360 degrees. So that's kind of what I got, that kind of inspired Eclipse, and it is still in progress. I do hope to finish it one day, but I just wanted to produce something, and this is it. It's Minecraft's first pop-up, or at least one of the very few pop-up railguns out there. I know you have stuff like the orbital strike gun from cubic meter, but I can't do that, so we got this. It's very messy. I know, I apologize for that, this was testing, and it did take a lot of testing. But yeah, as you can see, kind of all of my redstone can be hidden in the floor. This is actually like not needed. This is just like some out of control panel stuff I wanted because I thought it looked cool. But I suppose I'm gonna take you through some of the history, I guess, of the cannon. The cannon is broken into two main parts, I suppose. There's the TNT part of the cannon, and then there's the actual loading area of the cannon up here. So the TNT part of the cannon, what this does is it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to make, but how it works is it loads wind. It loads wind charges here, and it traps the momentum, and then this slime block, this piston will power the slime block and will shove the wind charges into this fence here. And because the TNT is resting on this fence, it gets underneath it and shoots it directly upwards through into the sky. This just all drops TNT. It's pretty simple. Yeah, it's pretty basic redstone. Pretty sure most people could do this. Yeah, that's pretty simple to do. The hard part was the loading machine. This is like the first fully finished concept of the loading machine that I had. The original prototypes used these trapdoors and were a lot simpler. They required a lot of materials. They're also a lot less effective and overall just didn't really work. A couple reasons for that is, as you can see here, I shoot a couple of arrows in front of a trapdoor and a fence gate, and then push them. You can kind of see, looking at the hitboxes, the fence gate is much further. This means it's closer to the blast of the TNT and will get affected more by it than this would, just giving the arrows more momentum and do more damage. So I realized I didn't use the fence gates, but in order to do that, I needed like the circuit here, which uses these really messy double piston extenders to push in the fence gates and then pull them back out again. These pistons here can actually be regular pistons, but how they work is they move up and down constantly when the machine is active. Because if you didn't know, arrows just stay on the ground, despawn after a minute, but if they get moved, that time resets, so by having them on a piston and cycling them, I can keep them there indefinitely. These dispensers will actually shoot the arrows. They just load it all around here. And I did not load this one with arrows, so that's fun. But this one should have arrows in it. So as you can see here, they're all getting added in. The arrows are dropping up and down, just meaning they're staying in motion. However, when I have my arrows here, I need a way to move them into the middle, onto the slime blocks so they can get launched up. And that's what these little piston extenders do. It's a little awkward, but you can kind of see it. I push in the fence gate and I can pull it back out again. And I do the same, and then I can just do it one more time. And this leaves me with a lovely, really neat batch of arrows here on the slime block. This whole tube has to be like a clear view of daylight. And how do we get that daylight? We can't obviously the giant hole in the floor, it's pretty obvious. We need to open an area. If you drop or do redstone, you may notice this is not your standard 3x3. That's because the standard, I wanted to reduce the height of the machine. While it does kind of create this indent in the floor, I built a terraform around it. And by just using this method here, it's roughly the same speed. It might be a couple ticks slower, but it just allows me to reduce the height of my machine. And that's kind of a big thing, because I need the arrows to be able to get pushed high enough by the slime block to get enough height so they could be shot horizontally out. This stick piston here can get powered by this. When this redstone line goes in the target block, it turns the torch off, turns this one on, which powers this piston. And because these pistons are all currently active, they don't conjoin, and it's like not really here, they don't conjoin with the piston push limit, allowing this piston to push all the slime blocks up and launch the arrows up through the opening created here. And then that's kind of how it all works together. How it works separately, but how it works together is once you have your arrows loaded and you've pushed them all in with this here. There's probably way more efficient ways of doing this. There's one that works for me, and I might refine it later. But yeah, then you can begin the firing sequence, which is just you flick the purple lever. So a couple things. Sets up these repeaters here. This just opens up a 3x3 hole so the arrows and the TNT can get out and actually be fired. It also activates this piston pushing this block into a wall. And this is important because when you do that, push a block into it, it updates here and it creates a column of walls. So as you can see, like you have this flat part, but if I add a block here, I get this additional ridge. And Observer detects that change. Again, really messy wiring, but it works. And then it brings it to the actual TNT machine. And I'm actually gonna load this, but as you can see, it's loading the wind charges here. I'm just gonna trap them there, ready to be fired. What that does is it dispenses TNT, it goes through this repeater clock here, and powers this piston, which pushes the slime block, which sends wind charges directly into the TNT, which shoots them fully vertically up through the hole that's been created in sync with these arrows that have been pushed because they're on the slime block, they get launched up. So I guess I'll just do a quick test fire to show you. Alright, so we're just loading up some arrows. Gonna funnel them into position just like before. Just a rabbit. Cool. I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, this goes here, this gets protected, and TNT is lit. It's going through here, it's going along here, and if we were to I believe the first thing to happen is F3 opens up. So you can see that happens there. Next, these pushes shoot the TNT upwards. As these arrows also get launched up. And you get this really cool screenshot. You can kind of see how it works. All the TNT is like in line with the arrows are all synced up. And then they shoot outwards. Now I don't know if you can see, but there's a small problem with this machine. And that is it currently blows itself up, which does suck. I don't know how to fix that, I might try to fix it later. But there's also another problem. Not all the arrows did hit, most of them did hit, but some like slightly below. That's fine too. The main problem is, it does like 2 hearts against the prop 4 diamond. So if you got like a kill like that, that's a problem, but it won't really kill people at the moment, I know. It doesn't do enough damage. I've been trying to fix this, but I just really wanted to be able to produce something. And I'm going to keep working on this. If you guys have any ideas, please do let me know. I'm working this out myself too without tutorials, so any help would be greatly appreciated because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make something work here. Anyway, thank you.